Okay, so today we're doing something pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're going to be taking a deep dive into the mind of artist Keith DeSacy.
Oh, very cool.
He's working on this amazing project to Audubon Terrace in New York.
Oh, wow.
And the really interesting part is we're not looking at like finished proposals or anything.
Okay.
We're going way back to like his early brainstorming notes.
Oh, wow. So we're really getting like a behind the scenes look.
Exactly. It's like a sneak peek into the creative process
Like a
before the masterpiece is, revealed.
before it all comes together.
Yeah. And what he's coming up with is incredible.
What is it?
It's this like fusion of art and activism
Interesting.
and a lot of butterflies.
Really? So we're talking like a nature-inspired art installation.
Yeah, exactly. And specifically, he's focusing on monarch butterflies.
Oh,
He's calling it a way station for hope.
I like that.
And it's going to be right in the middle of Audubon Terrace.
Which is pretty amazing in itself, right?
I know, I've been there a few times.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's stunning, those Beaux-Arts buildings.
Yeah, home to some pretty important institutions too, like the Hispanic Society Museum and Library.
Exactly. And Desessar's vision is like he wants to go beyond the architecture and transform like the whole space into this celebration of nature and conservation,
I love that.
with the monarchs kind of as the stars of the show.
Yeah, that makes sense given the name Audubon Terrace.
Right, exactly. There's that connection to Audubon the naturalist
Exactly.
and his work with birds.
It's all coming together.
So it's not just about pretty butterflies though, right? There's like a deeper meaning here.
Yeah, Desessar is really interested in making the invisible visible.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, and he sees the monarchs as this powerful symbol, that their migration, mirrors a lot of human experiences.
Oh, I see what you mean, like leaving home, facing challenges.
Exactly, the search for a better life.
Yeah, all those things that we go through.
Right, and Desessar wants to weave those human stories into the installation.
Oh, wow. So it's like art meets nature meets human experience.
Exactly, it's all connected.
I love that.
But, before he gets to those human stories,
Yeah.
he's really focused on creating a haven for the butterflies themselves.
Okay, so how does he actually do that?
I mean, how do you turn this grand plaza into a butterfly habitat?
Right. I'm picturing like swarms of monarchs flitting through the city streets.
Well, his notes are full of ideas about planting native milkweed
Okay.
and all kinds of pollinator-friendly plants
Oh, that makes sense.
throughout Audubon Terrace.
Yeah.
He specifically mentions following monarch way station guidelines.
Oh, wow. So this is like a legit butterfly habitat.
Exactly. He's not messing around.
I love it.
It's not just about aesthetics.
Right.
It's about creating a sustainable environment.
So you could actually walk through this urban landscape and see like monarch caterpillars munching on milkweed.
That's the idea. He wants people to experience the whole monarch life cycle.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right there in the city.
From egg to butterfly.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I bet he's got some artistic flair up his sleeve, too.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
To make it even more engaging.
Yeah, what kind of stuff are we talking about?
Well, he's envisioning these really eye-catching banners in like bright orange, black, and white.
Oh, wow. So like the monarch colors.
Exactly, mimicking their patterns.
Right.
And, imagine them rippling in the wind,
Oh, yeah.
visually representing those migration paths.
They're beautiful.
And drawing people into the space.
I could totally picture it, those bold colors against the classical architecture.
Yeah, it's this cool collision of nature and urban design.
I love it. And it's like this unexpected surprise right in the middle of the city.
Exactly, and he doesn't stop there. He also wants to guide visitors on a kind of migratory walk.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
Through the plaza using QR codes on plaques.
So you scan the code and...
Yeah, and it unlocks information about the monarchs and their incredible journey.
That's a really great way to engage people.
It is, right.
Who might just be passing through.
Totally. It turns the whole plaza into this interactive learning experience.
I love it. And speaking of interactive, he mentions using AI in this project.
Oh, yeah. This is where his notes get really interesting.
Okay, I'm all
He's
there.
clearly fascinated by AI, and not just in art,
Yeah.
but in education and conservation, too.
Okay.
He's envisioning using AI to generate imagery that responds to the environment in real time.
So the installation could actually change based on, like, the weather.
Yeah, exactly. The time of day.
Or even the people interacting with it.
That's the vision.
That's incredible. It's like blurring the lines between art and technology and the natural world.
And, who knows? Maybe someday visitors could even use AI to talk to the monarchs.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like translating their fluttering wings into a language we can understand.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. We've gone from butterfly gardens to AI-powered art in like 5 minutes.
I know, it's pretty amazing.
But there's one thing I keep coming back to. Why monarchs?
That's a good question.
Why are they so central to Desessar's vision?
Well, I think it's more than just their beauty and their epic migration.
Okay.
Monarchs are also this powerful reminder of how fragile nature is.
Right.
They're facing so many challenges.
What kind of challenges?
Well, habitat loss, climate change, you name it.
So this Way Station for Hope is about more than just celebrating monarchs.
Exactly. It's about advocating for their survival.
I see.
Desessar's using art as a tool to raise awareness and inspire action.
It's like a call to action.
Exactly. He wants people to leave Audubon Terrace not just feeling awe and wonder, but also with a commitment to protecting these amazing creatures.
I love that. And there's another layer to this too, right?
What's that?
Audubon himself.
Oh, right.
This isn't just any location.
Yeah.
It's named after one of America's most famous naturalists.
You got it. John James Audubon dedicated his life to documenting and studying birds.
Exactly. And Desessar's project feels like this direct homage to that legacy.
I see what you mean.
Like he's carrying the torch of conservation into the 21st century.
It's beautiful.
Like a beautiful echo across time. From Audubon's bird paintings to Desessar's interactive butterfly habitat.
I love that.
Both using art to connect people with nature.
It's a powerful message, especially in a city like New York.
Yeah, in the middle of all that urban sprawl.
Right, reminding us that we can still find ways to celebrate and protect the natural world.
Absolutely.
It's really about more than just bringing nature into the city. It's about highlighting those connections between human experiences and the natural world.
Yeah, we talked about the parallels between monarch migration and human migration.
Right.
I'm curious, how does Desessar actually plan to bring those human stories to life?
Well, he mentions working with local Hispanic community groups.
Oh, interesting.
Remember, Audubon Terrace is in Washington Heights?
Right.
Which has a really rich Dominican and Puerto Rican heritage. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's really tapping into the lived experiences of people whose families have navigated their own migrations and settlement.
Exactly. He wants to showcase that resilience and adaptability.
Yeah.
That's, a common thread in both human and monarch stories.
It's like he's creating this living tapestry.
Yeah.
Weaving together nature, art, and human history.
I love that. And imagine those QR codes we talked about.
Yeah.
Not just giving you facts about monarchs, but linking to recordings of people sharing their own migration stories.
Wow.
Imagine hearing those voices as you walk among the milkweed and the butterflies.
That would be incredible.
Really feeling those echoes between human experiences and the monarch's journey.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It's a powerful reminder that we're all connected.
We are.
In ways that we don't always realize.
Yeah, and that's what's so brilliant about Desessar's approach. He's not just creating a pretty space or a scientific exhibit. He's sparking a deeper conversation.
About our relationship with the natural world and with each other.
Exactly.
It's art as a catalyst for empathy and understanding.
Absolutely. And he doesn't shy away from the complex issues either.
Like, what do you mean?
He mentions colonialism.
Okay.
The impact of borders, climate change's effect on migration patterns.
Wow, this is going way beyond a simple butterfly exhibit.
It's about showing how art can tackle these big issues in a way that's engaging and thought-provoking, but not preachy.
Yeah, I hate when art feels like it's lecturing you.
Me too. It should invite you in, not shut you down.
Exactly, and it sounds like Desessar is really good at that.
He is. He draws you in with the colors, the sculptures, the personal stories.
Right.
And then subtly but powerfully, he nudges you to think about the bigger picture.
I love that. Speaking of those sculptures, we've talked about the banners.
Yeah.
I'm still picturing those wind-activated pieces he mentioned.
Oh, yeah. Those are cool.
What else can you tell me about those?
They're definitely more than just decorations.
Okay.
He sees wind as this unifying force.
Interesting.
Something that connects us all, literally and metaphorically.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How does he translate that into art?
Well, he wants to create these really delicate sculptures from lightweight materials like ripstop nylon.
Okay.
Inspired by butterfly wings.
Oh, wow. So like graceful curves, delicate movements.
Exactly, but engineered to withstand those strong winds at Audubon Terrace.
Wait, so these fragile-looking things could actually stand up to those gusts.
That's a challenge, and he seems to love it.
I bet.
He talks about exploring high-strength engineering techniques.
Wow.
Borrowing from sailmaking, even aerospace design.
That's incredible. It's like he's finding this amazing intersection of art and engineering.
He's pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And it sounds like he doesn't stop there. He even talks about incorporating light and sound into these sculptures.
He wants to use polished metal to reflect the sunlight.
I like it.
And then create chimes that would ring gently in the wind.
So imagine walking through this plaza,
Yeah.
surrounded by these sculptures that are catching the light swaying in the breeze,
Yeah.
even making music.
It's like a symphony of nature and art.
It's a multi-sensory experience.
Exactly. It draws you in and makes you feel present.
It sounds magical.
It does.
But beyond the aesthetic beauty, there's that different message of interconnectedness.
He's using wind, something we often take for granted, to remind us that we're all part of this larger web of life, all influenced by forces beyond our control.
And those forces can be both beautiful and destructive, right?
That's a great point.
I mean, we've all seen the power of wind to both nurture and destroy.
Exactly. And it brings up another question.
What's that?
How does Desessar balance the need for durability with the delicate, almost ephemeral quality of these sculptures?
Yeah, how do you make something that looks so fragile, but can also withstand the elements?
Exactly. How does he ensure that his way station for hope can withstand the very forces that inspire it?
It's like he's asking us to consider our own resilience in the face of life's challenges.
Exactly. And maybe even to find beauty and inspiration in those challenges.
That's a good point.
Like, he's saying we might be fragile, but we're also adaptable, resourceful, capable of amazing things.
Like a monarch.
Exactly. We can harness the wind to carry us forward on our own journeys.
It's really amazing how Desessar combines all these big ideas about nature and art and technology. But I'm also struck by how much attention he pays to the specifics of Audubon Terrace.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely thinking about the location.
Yeah, he mentions the strong winds there.
Right.
Multiple times in his notes.
Makes sense. Got to make sure those sculptures can handle it.
Exactly. Durability is key, especially for those delicate wind pieces.
For sure.
He even talks about researching the historical wind patterns in the area.
Really? Wow, he's not messing around.
It's like he's not just creating art for this space.
Yeah.
He's creating art in conversation with it.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's not just the wind. He also talks about how the plaza is positioned in relation to the sun. You know, how the light changes throughout the day.
Yeah.
And he wants to use polished metal.
Oh, cool.
To capture those shifts.
I like it.
Creating these fleeting plays of light and shadow.
It'll be like a living sundial.
Exactly. Reflecting the passage of time and the changing seasons.
It's like a dialogue between nature and architecture.
Yeah. And it's not just a visual dialogue.
Right.
Remember those wind chimes?
Oh, yeah. Those are cool.
He's talking about using bamboo and aluminum.
Interesting.
Which create very distinct sounds.
Yeah, they do.
So picture this. You're walking through the plaza.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
Surrounded by these wind sculptures dancing in the breeze.
Yeah.
Casting these shifting patterns of light and shadow. And all around you, these gentle chimes are creating this natural music.
It's an amazing fusion of art and nature.
It is.
Technology and tradition.
Yeah. And it goes back to that idea of making the invisible visible.
Totally.
You know, he's taking these elements that we often just don't even think about.
Like wind and light and sound.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And turning them into these tangible works of art.
It makes you pay attention.
It does. It makes you slow down.
Yeah.
And appreciate the beauty of nature.
Even in a busy city.
Right. Even in the middle of all the hustle and bustle.
Exactly. And remember how he was talking about using AI to create a constantly evolving artwork?
Yeah, what if the installation could actually respond to the butterflies?
Whoa.
Creating this symbiotic relationship between art and nature.
That would be incredible.
It's like he's blurring the lines between observer and participant.
Right.
Artist and nature.
It's like he's asking us to think about how we impact the environment.
Right.
And how it impacts us.
Exactly. It's a two-way street.
It is. And this whole project is really making me think differently about public art.
Me too.
It's not just about beauty.
Right.
It's about creating an experience that engages your senses, makes you curious, and maybe even changes how you see the world.
And that brings us back to Desessar's main point. Art can be a powerful tool for change.
It can.
It can raise awareness about important issues, inspire action, even create a sense of hope.
I agree. And his way station for hope is a perfect example of that.
It is. He's taken this fragile creature, the monarch butterfly, and using it as a symbol of resilience.
Right.
Transformation, our connection to nature.
It's a powerful message.
And he's doing it in a way that's both beautiful and thought-provoking.
Yeah.
You know, blending art and science, tradition and innovation.
He's really pushing the boundaries.
I'm so excited to see this project come to life.
Me too.
It feels like more than just an art installation.
Yeah.
It feels like a movement.
I think you're right, and it's important to remember that this is just the beginning. Who knows what other amazing ideas he'll come up with.
And for our listeners who are as captivated by this project as we are, we'll be sure to include links to DSSR's website.
Definitely.
And more information about Audubon Terrace in our show notes.
And in the meantime, I encourage everyone to take a moment to appreciate the beauty of nature.
Yes.
Wherever you are.
Whether it's a butterfly in your garden, a tree swaying in the wind,
or the light filtering through the leaves.
There's always something to marvel at.
Absolutely. And never underestimate the power of art to connect us to those moments of wonder.
Yeah.
And inspire us to protect the natural world.
Beautifully said. And on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those deep dives going.